Good morning, campers. Or let's just say good day, because it may not be morning where you are. We are finally out again. I am thrilled. The ground is defrosted. The neck has recovered from the whiplash from the shunt that we had in the car. As a matter of fact, I am quite fortunate because my beautiful CRV is in the body shop, but for some reason, unbeknownst to me, Enterprise has chosen to give us a £50,000 Lexus SUV. Ooh, bang. A £50,000 SUV as our hire car while the CRV is in getting work done on her, and it is like a spaceship. It is the coolest thing ever. I think that's about $75,000 for those of you on the other side of the pond, but it's a cool car. Anyway, the whiplash is on the mend finally. The fields have defrosted. This is the Tatty field behind me, and they have decided to plow it. So they've deep plowed it right the way across, but what we're going to do is just try and go across the top and see if they've turned anything up. They've done some of the borders that they haven't done before. You probably can't see that, it's quite dark, but I'll show you when we get around to the other side. And let's take the Simplex with the 13-inch Detech Ultimate Coil out, have a look on this beautiful, stunning Scottish February morning, and let's see what we can find under the ground. I want to give a big old shout out to Clive with the Simplex Plus users group on Facebook, who very kindly sent me this amazing orange cover for Plexi to match her orange cable. Now that cable is loose because I haven't extended her and wound it up yet, so please don't all jump on here and go, how can you detect with that cable like that? Because I'm not done with it yet. I'm going to get it set up for going out detecting. But I wanted to give a big old shout out to Clive, and the box cover keeps her nice and clean from the mud and having to scrape out of all those grooves on the back and the speaker grill, and it works absolutely fine with the screen and the buttons. So if you're interested in one of those, get in touch with Clive. He has them in many colors, not just fluorescent orange. Okay, so we are out this morning. There's Mr. Gavin with his Equinox 800 going out to find all the silver before we do. Hello! Here we are with our Simplex all set up. I'm not sure if you can see that screen. I'm doing what I can. So I have got it on Park 1. I have it on 6 bars. I have not yet ground balanced, but I'm going to. And then we're going to get set off. And we're going to have a swing over this bit over there that they have plowed right up to the edge. And they've taken lots of that, you can see over there, lots of that grass has been plowed in. So hopefully there'll be some new interesting things to find. This is the field that has that ancient trackway that runs across it that way. So, and this is the one where I found the Spanish Real. So let's go find some more pirate treasure. As ground balanced at 54.3. So that gives you an idea of what this soil's like. If you left the ground balance on auto, it'd be sitting at 90. Obviously, that's not right for this field. Always do your ground balance, always check out what your soil's like. You want your machine to be able to listen the best it possibly can to what the signals are telling it from the ground. We've got our first interesting signal. We're not too far away from the car. Gavin's also over there digging something, don't know what, but let's have a listen to this. It's a bit jumpy, but also I'm having trouble controlling the detector with one hand because I've got heavy coil on it and I'm on a strange angle on this bit of ploughing. I like the sound of it. So we're going to dig it up and we're going to see what it is. Let's check it out. Well, folks, that one was a bit of a bust. The high 90s should have told us it was rusty, but you can get some interesting things in that range, and it had a nice sound. Turns out, though, it's just a bit of a very old nail. No grunts of iron at all. Quite odd. Let's go on and find something better. So, world's shortest hunt. Took us long to get ready, then we were actually on the field. But We've needed to head home for reasons I'll not go into, but nothing to do with the digging, nothing to do with the field permissions or anything like that. We've just needed to head home. So I thought I would do my wrap up here in the spaceship car because it's very cool. And the funny thing is the village that's near to where we do our detecting has this community food box, which is where the local supermarkets put any of their food that's going out of date, you know, that's just going past its best before. And it's all about reducing waste. Anybody can come and collect from it. So we usually stop in on the way back from detecting to see what's in the food box, and if there's anything extra that, you know, we need in the house. They usually pick up a loaf of bread or something. And the funny thing is, driving up, of course, in this Lexus to go to the free food box, it's kind of like, as Gavin said, it's fur coat and no knickers, but no one has questioned me. And there's a big sign on the front of the fridge that says, you know, this is available to all from anywhere. There is no restrictions. It's just about reducing the waste. And if anybody was there and I saw anyone, I would go, look, 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 it's a hire car. It's not mine. It's not mine. But it is a bit funny going in this very, very expensive car to go and get your expired bread from the free food box. Hey ho. But that's us heading back now. I found one other signal, but it was very dodgy, so I didn't film it. Turned out to be a plowshare. I'm glad I didn't. I don't think Gavin found anything. I know he found one big piece of iron, but beyond that, I don't know that he did. Before we needed to leave. It's a shame. It's a beautiful day, but I'm going to go off and do genealogy because there's a big conference on today that's normally only available if you go to Salt Lake City and pay lots of money. But today and this year it's free and it's all virtual, so I'm going to go and hunt down those elusive ancestors. I thought I'd also take some time in this to talk to you about the Detech Ultimate 13-inch coil and how I'm getting on with it. I'm really, really enjoying it. Surprisingly, it doesn't throw the balance out as badly as I thought it would. It doesn't overly make the end any heavier than the Simplex already is. I still think I need to do that tip that Tim gave me and put some lead in the wee spot in the handle that you can put the extra battery or the little fines boxes in, and see if I can get the balance better. Because it definitely hurts my arm, and with this whiplash I've had from getting shunted, I can feel the strain on that too. What would I say about it? I'm not sure that it goes any deeper, and certainly Clive from the Simplex Owners group, he has recently done a test and he has found that they all three, the 24, the 28 and the Detech Ultimate, all go to the same depth. They all will see 24 inches down in the right circumstances, of course. And you know, the differences is in the Detech, the VDIs are more stable than they are on the SP28. It's better engineered to work with the Simplex. So you'll find that the SP28, the signals are more jumpy, whereas they're definitely more stable on the Ultimate 13, and you get the coverage. So where would you want the 24? You want the 24 in really trashy sites where you need that very, very good separation between signals. You want it where you need to get in between things. So like in stubble, you could go in between the upright bits of the plants. But it's a smaller coil, so it's going to take you longer to cover more area. If it's a flat surface that you can just, you know, sweep over quite nicely, then I will put the 13 on. I had the 13 on today. It was a bit overbalanced. The SP24 is easier when you've got it quite far out in front of you and you're trying to do that thing I was doing where I was going up and over the furrows. Well, I don't know, it's the opposite of the furrows, isn't it? It's like the hump. What's the hump of a furrow called? I don't know, because the furrow is like the down bit, isn't it? I don't know. Please answer me in the comments. But because you're going up and over the earth, just the sheer size of it and the bulkiness of it, trying to get it up and over, you're not getting any more depth. In my experience, in Clive's experience, and in other people's experience, they've said they're not seeing deeper that we've noticed, and that perhaps we've turned our gain down, perhaps it's because our soils are more magnetized, perhaps it's for any number of reasons, but not a huge difference in the depth between the 13 and the 28. Your difference is
that stability, the VDI stability, and it's bigger, so it covers more. It's 2 inches bigger than the stock coil, so you cover more ground on your swing, and it's more stable. As I said, the SP24, if you're not trying to cover big distances, you want the separation because you've got a trashy site or you're needing to get in nooks and crannies, the SP24 all day long. It's a brilliant coil. And so the two I'll be using is the 13 and the SP24. I will say that I have noticed on my Detech 13-inch coil that I have to take the coil cover off after every single session and wash out underneath it, because every single session there is dirt between the cover and the coil. It came with 2 covers. I've tried both of them. It happens with both of them. I have asked Clive from the Simplex group what's his experience. His is clean as a whistle, and he had never taken it off. So I don't know if my coil is slightly, you know, maybe it's got a slight, I don't want to say warp because that implies there's something wrong with it, but you know, it's got a slight gap in it that the cover doesn't quite snap onto. And Clive's is different, but he's used his in lots of different situations and he had no dirt at all between his cover and his coil, whereas I've needed to take it off and clean it every single time. And before any smart Alex asks, yes, I have snapped it back on thoroughly and made sure it's completely connected and all its little clicks are in place. So I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. So if you have an if you have a Detech 13, then check under your coil cover, because there could be earth under it. If yours is like mine, there could be stuff in there that will cause it to have a little bit of problems with signals, make it a bit more chattery. So check that out if you have one. I've never noticed that any under the SP24 or the SP28, I've never found any dirt, even when I've had it at the beach and in sand and everything else. But certainly the Detech Ultimate 13-inch, I have. So I'm just going to flip you around and show you this very cool dash on this car, and then I will say goodbye. And I should be able to get this up because there won't need much editing, because unfortunately it's rather short. But I am hoping to get out again tomorrow, so I will be getting some actual detecting footage for you where we find something interesting. Just need to plan it better so it doesn't clash with other things we need to do in the morning. So let me turn you around and show you this very cool car. Look at this thing. I mean, it's like a spaceship. It does everything. It bleeps at you if you're going over the speed limit. It tells you if you are in the right place in the lane. You probably can't see that because the sun's glaring on the screen.
Yeah, the sun glare is pretty bad.
Yeah, the sun glare is pretty bad.
Better doing this at night.
yes, I could actually take a photo. I'll put a photo in of it at night. But the headlamps dim automatically, the windscreen wipers come on automatically, the headlamps come on automatically. It just does everything. The safety features it's got are phenomenal. It keeps you in the lane, it keeps you from weaving, it keeps you from hitting anything if you come up behind it. Yeah, talk about intelligent. I've met people that aren't as clever as this car, and that's not being rude, it's just that the car is very, very clever. So anyway, I will stop yammering so I can get this up. Take care of yourselves, and hopefully I'll see you again.